What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Fantasy Football Game Show brought to you by Front Yard Fantasy here on Better Sports Network. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always and on time, my co-hosts, Joey Wright and John Luke Garofalo. What's up, boys?
Did everybody like my magic trick that I did there?
You waved your hand and a JL appeared.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
Amazing.
Joining us today, we have a very special guest here to play some Fantasy Football Jeopardy with us. Stacy Perez is here. For those of you that do not know Stacy, you can find her on Twitter at Stacy_Perez83, right there below her face on the screen. She is a fantasy football analyst over with Fantasy and Frames, hosting Dynasty 365 on Wednesday nights and a best ball show with Stephanie Miller on Thursdays. Stacy, thank you so much for taking the time to come on here with us today.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I can't wait. Jeopardy is like my favorite game show, so I am so excited that that was the theme for today. You guys can probably see the Packers sign behind me. I'm a big Packer fan, so I'm going to channel my inner Aaron Rodgers today, and really try to like bring his Jeopardy energy to the show.
When he's been on Jeopardy, he's known every answer.
Well, I'm going to strive for that.
Yeah. They were given to him. Hopefully no one gave you the answer key before we started this, but we'll see how it goes. We got some people in the chat ready for today's show. Grim fan in here saying, bring on the sandwiches. I haven't had lunch yet.
All right.
We'll see. There is no sandwich category in today's show is all I'll say, Grim. We got Craig in here saying, all are agreed as they join the stampede. You should never take more than you give in the circle of life.
Is that a Lion King quote?
I think so. I think that's the lyrics to Circle of Life, but I'm not positive. Not sung, it sounds weird. We got Albert in the chat ready for today's show with a hello, everyone.
What up,
Jamie
Albert?
giving us a howdy.
Howdy.
The only way I know how to say hello. I've lived in Texas too long. We got Scott Fish down here said if Joey is on the show today, he gets a huge raise. Huge.
3 peanuts.
Yeah, and Joey, we're not talking like the peanuts with only one nut in them. Like we're talking the
Really
whole
big.
shell.
Ooh, I get double nuts today.
You get double
All
nuts
right.
today. We got Jay in the chat excited for today's game with the FYFers and Dustin down here saying, let's go. Hashtag Team JL today because I want him to know he is loved and supported.
Aw, thanks, Dustin.
Jay's hashtag Team
That's
JL's
bold.
chair though.
Team JL's chair. Whenever I come up here, every single day, I give Rosie a little treat. She comes up with me, but she didn't come up with me this time. She was laying on the couch. So I was like, all right, that's cool. You don't want to hang. But then, of course, as soon as the countdown started, she starts walking up the stairs. So I had to run down and get a treat, run back up.
Of course. That I completely understand. She couldn't have made it all the way up without a treat, yeah.
No, needs a
It would have
treat.
been preposterous. We got Ladarius in here saying, good afternoon, all. Hoping all is well
buddy.
with all.
What up,
Welcome in, my
Ladarius?
friend.
Yes.
And Scott Fish in here saying, it's Stacy.
Hey.
Going to deal with Coop on her last show.
I'm very
Yeah.
sorry to hear that, Stacy.
Yeah. Oh no, we had a great time with Coop last night. We sorted our favorite team's quarterbacks into Hogwarts houses,
Very
and
nice.
so that was a good time. And then we did a team mock draft. So we drafted in the whole team, not just individual players. So Coop
Can
was
I
great.
ask what teams were Hufflepuffs? I'm just curious.
Oh yeah. So we had 4 of us on the show last night, and so we did. Let's see. Jordan Love, I said, was a Hufflepuff, right? Because he's been so patient
Yeah.
this whole time, just hanging back there. And I think Corey said Sam Howell was also a Hufflepuff. I want to say it was those two because he's a Commanders fan. So yeah, so those 2 were Hufflepuffs for sure. And Tyler had Deshaun Watson, so that could have gone a lot of ways on how you want to sort him. But
I feel like Daniel Jones
the trash.
screams Hufflepuff.
oh
At
yeah,
least
right.
if you
He
take
has
it in the
to.
insulting sense. Do you remember like that video, like, who has 2 thumbs and is a Hufflepuff? I'm a Hufflepuff.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
Daniel
100%.
Jones. How many times did Coop force tight ends into the quarterback conversation?
So we did talk a lot about tight ends, and he gave us a really deep sleeper tight end, a guy from the Chargers named Stone Cole Smart, who I had never heard of. But now we decided that, Joey, that looks like it rings a bell to you.
Well, I was thinking Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Right,
But, like,
so
I'm
that's
like,
what we
there's a
decided.
player that's named
Yeah.
that, and like
So
I'm just not finding out.
If this dude gets a touchdown this year, we decided that Coop's coming back on the show, and we're all gonna do like the beer thing that Stone Cold does. I don't watch wrestling, so I'm only slightly familiar with that. But yeah, so we're gonna all chug some beers when he gets a touchdown.
Well, Coop, he pays out on his bets. I've seen him do it multiple
that's what we're
times. So he will gladly get up there. We got Mr. Scampers in here saying good afternoon. What's up?
Up, Scamps.
Yes.
And Mr. Scampers already on this cat's good side because you drafted the Panthers
I
yesterday.
did. I took them with my last team pick. Yep.
Batman in the chat saying kick butt, Stacy.
Zachary.
And you're hyped to see Stacy up here as well. Man, you are getting
so
love from the
supportive.
chat. Dustin down here saying
Aw.
Stacy drafted the best team.
I made a grave mistake today. Just the slightest bit of trash talk to Stacy, and then the hounds came upon my Twitter to tell me to be quiet, and they didn't know that I was. And I even put a nice photo of you and I to show that I'm kind of kidding around. And oh boy,
no, it was a nice one. I was like, oh look, that was us with in front of our draft board from the fishbowl last year.
That worked out really good for you.
It did, until the end of the season when my Bills stack with Allen and Diggs just tanked. Yeah.
That's always the worst. When the players that get you to the championship are the reason for your demise.
100%. Yeah, that was it was quite the demise there at the end.
Well, we brought Stacy here today to play a game that we call Fantasy Football Jeopardy. We alluded to it earlier, and by alluded to, I mean said it directly. So if you were listening, then we did more than allude to it. Before we get into that game, though, a couple reminders. First and foremost, if you are not already following Stacy on Twitter, you should remedy that right now. You can find the link to her Twitter in the description below this video, or you can see her handle right there on the screen below her face. So go and follow her on Twitter. After you do that, come on back over here. And if you're watching on our YouTube channel, Front Yard Fantasy, hit that sub button and the little notification bell to make sure you don't miss any of our shows. We're live every day, Monday through Friday at our new old time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. You guys ready to get into some Jeopardy?
Yes.
What did JL just put in his mouth? Was it pizza?
It was a chicken tender because he's a vegetarian. It was not a chicken tender. I immediately thought it was a chicken tender, and then as I said it, I realized that was not
it a broccoli tender?
It was a broccoli tender.
I had the the buffalo cauliflower when I went to the Alamo Draft House in Colorado. Delicious.
Thank you for the impromptu food review.
You're welcome. What I'm here for. Just random shit all the time.
Well, guys, we're about to get into our game of Jeopardy. I'm going to explain how it works. You guys can take a peek at the categories, but I'll give you more insight into what each one of them is in a moment. The game today is Fantasy Football Jeopardy, which is a lot like the popular TV show Jeopardy, but with an NFL and fantasy twist. Most of these questions up here are going to be about the NFL or fantasy football. I do say most, as not all of them will be. We're going to be going in a turn order instead of buzzing in like they do on the TV show Jeopardy. When it's your turn, you're going to pick the category and the value amount that you would like to answer. Get it right, you're adding that money to your score. Get it wrong, we're not subtracting anything. There's no negatives until Final Jeopardy on this show. You do not have to answer in the form of a question either. Just give me the answer, and if it's correct, we're going to add that money. There's one other twist that we have in this game that's not on the TV show. If you get your question right, you get to pick the category for the person that goes after you. So, Stacy, you're going to be up first in this game. You're going to have free reign in this board. But if you get that question right, you get to pick where you're sending Joey. He still gets to pick the value, but you get to pick the category.
Okay.
We will go like this until we run out of questions or run out of time, at which point the person with the most money doesn't matter because we still have one more question that I forgot to talk about, which is Final Jeopardy. In the Final Jeopardy round, I'll give you a category. You're going to write down a wager. This is the one and only question in the game where you can lose money. I'll show the question. Get it right, you're going to add that money to your score. Get it wrong, we will subtract it. And whoever has the most at the end of that question is our Fantasy Jeopardy champion for today. You ready?
Ready. Let's do it.
Let's do this. Yep. Your categories for today are incomplete headlines. These are news headlines from the 2023 offseason, the entire offseason. But I've blanked out a word. You are going to have to tell me what word or name or phrase fills that blank. They will be multiple choice. We've got first is the worst. This is all about second is the best. I'm going to tell you who was first in a specific category, whether it's time or anything. Okay. You're going to tell me who was second in that category. We've got grab bag, which could be anything, literally anything. Just name one. I'm going to give you something along the lines of name one of the 5 wide receivers who scored more than 14 touchdowns this year. You're just going to have to name one that fits the criteria that I gave you. And then we've got, is that a new shirt? We've got some recognizable faces, maybe in clothes that you're not used to seeing them in, jerseys of teams that maybe you forgot they played for. So it may make them harder to recognize. You just tell me who the picture's of, and you're going to get the money in that category.
This is 4 new categories in one game.
4 new categories in one game. I was telling Stacy before the show that it feels like you guys have started picking up on my mannerisms in the categories that I already had. So trying to mix it up here. Stacy, you've got free reign of the board here. You can go wherever you want. What category and what value would you like?
Okay, so I want to do, is that a new shirt for 100?
Is that a new shirt for 100? Yeah. Is that a new shirt for 100?
That it's okay, so I'm supposed to say who that is, or okay.
Just tell me who it is.
That's Tom Brady.
It is Tom Brady. You may recognize him more in a Patriots jersey, but that's his new shirt in the Buccaneers jersey. I will say the number doesn't always have to be the same. They're just going to be in a new shirt than the one you're used to seeing them. And Stacey, that's going to give you 100 points, and you get to pick Joey's next category. Where do you want to send Joey on this board?
I think Joey is going to tell us first is the worst for 100.
Or Joey still gets to pick his value, but Joey, in the first is the worst category. Okay. Where do you want to go?
The worst then. I think that might be fun.
I mean, oh boy, I'm gonna do 300. I'm a little nervous about this category. I think Stacy did
right
well
in the middle.
Choosing for me. Yeah.
Here we go, Joey. The Cincinnati Bengals were number 1 in the AFC North last season, finishing with a 12-4 record. Which team finished number 2 in the AFC North last season with a 10-7 record? Was it the Baltimore Ravens, the Cleveland Browns, or the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I believe the Bengals were the only team from the North to go to the playoffs last year. I don't remember the Ravens in the playoffs and the wild card weekend. I don't. I'll still go Ravens.
Final answer?
Yeah.
The Ravens are correct, Joey. And
did they make the playoffs?
They made the playoffs, and
who they play?
It did not go well. I forget who the Ravens play, Joe, but Tyler Huntley, didn't he play for that game?
Okay, well, I got a question.
Snoop Huntley.
Snoop Huntley. Got it out there. Well, Joey, you're going to get points for that one.
Sorry for
a little
delaying.
nervous.
Chat knew that one.
Oh, yeah, the chat was all over that. I'm seeing it now. Mr.
Except
Scampers in here with
for
Ravens.
Scampers.
Ladarius with
Said
Ravens.
Bengals.
Oh, Ladarius changed it, or Scampers changed it at the last second.
Man, big mistake, Scampers. Big mistake.
Big mistake. Nice job.
I think
chat.
Scampers just went on brand and just chose a cat. Even though that was up there, I think he just chose a cat.
100%.
I am going to send JL. Where am I going to send him? First is the worst.
All right, John Luke, which value would you like?
Give me number 400.
Okay. 400 and first is the worst. JL, what I need to know is in 2018, Baker Mayfield was the number 1 quarterback selected in the NFL draft, being drafted first overall by the Cleveland Browns. Which QB was the number 2 QB selected in the 2018 NFL draft, being drafted with the 3rd overall pick? Was it Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, or Lamar Jackson?
Baker Mayfield was number 1 in 2018. Sam Darnold. All right, I know it's not Josh Rosen or Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Darnold was drafted by the Jets. Was that 2018? Yeah, let's go 2018. Or let me see. Sorry, let's go Sam Darnold.
Final answer?
Let's go the year 2018.
2018, final answer.
Sam Darnold.
Darnold is correct,
Good
JL.
One,
Where was Josh Allen drafted?
They were all first-round draft picks that year.
I know Rosen was number 9, I think, wasn't he?
I believe Allen came before Rosen, but I'm not 100% positive. So I think they were like multiple top 10 picks and Lamar Jackson all the way at the bottom of round
32.
1.
The Jets could have had Josh Allen.
The Browns could have had Josh Allen. But instead they drafted Baker Mayfield, who's now your quarterback, Joey, so you're welcome.
Now, so it's irrelevant.
Right. Well, John Luke, you got that one correct, which means you get to pick Stacy's next category. Where are you sending Stacy?
Stacy. Let's send Stacy the incomplete headline.
Okay. Let's do I need to make up some time or some dollars over here. So let's do 400.
400 in incomplete headlines. This is what we got. Will Levis eats bananas unpeeled and puts blank in his coffee. Salt, ranch, or mayo?
Yeah, all of those things are disgusting, but he puts mayo in his coffee.
Ugh.
Mayo is absolutely correct. That was the headline from this offseason I was referring to. So, Stacy, that's going to give you an extra $400 for getting that one right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now we don't have to talk more about Mayo, but I did want to ask your thoughts on Will Levis in the NFL. He feels like a polarizing player. Do you have hope for him as a fantasy asset?
Yeah, so I'm interested to see him with Tennessee, right? Because I think, obviously Tannehill's starting. I don't think they care much for Malik Willis, so Levis is there. He was injured a lot in his last season, so I think that hurt his draft, stock a lot. I think that's a lot of why he fell. I don't know. I'm getting some bad juju really around Levis. I think it's more of a vibes feel that I've got, him leaving the draft and not sticking around and just, kind of being really every time they would shoot the camera to him, he would just look so down. So I'm just kind of wondering, like how is that personality going to translate into being the leader of your team, coming into the NFL. So it's not my favorite of all the quarterbacks that we had to choose from out of this rookie class. I'm not really taking him too much in any drafts. So maybe he'll surprise us, but I'm a little out on Will Levis right now.
Joey, are you any more optimistic or do you feel similarly about his dynasty value?
I mean, yeah, I was about to say, like, in redraft, I'm not touching him, of course, because I don't think he's going to start this year. But in Dynasty, I don't necessarily mind him. I like Treylon Burks. I love Chigakonkwo. I think that he has all the potential in the world to be a top 5 tight end. And I'm hoping he puts together this year. And Andrew Cooper did not pay me to come on to say that. Like, I truly do believe that. But as far as Will Levis, he's got good weapons. I think we're just going to have to see it. I pretty notably did not want him to go to Tampa Bay. I'd rather had Hendon Hooker. So Levis was my 5th quarterback ranked in this rookie class. But we'll see, I guess, with him.
All right. Well, the chat was all over this one. They knew Mayo like it was their job. Darius,
Chad
Michael.
can sniff out Mayo anywhere.
Oh my God. Yeah. You can't hide Mayo from them.
I don't know
anywhere.
what it is.
They just know
Pheromones or something.
The Mayo pheromones. The pheromones. We got Victor in here saying happy Tuesday, bro. Chachas.
Hey!
What's up,
Yes.
Victor?
What
We'll
up,
forgive
Victor?
you being late only because you had to suffer through the DMV today. I apologize that you had to handle that.
R.I.P.
And also,
Victor.
Victor, hyped to see the Braves love in the background.
That's right. Go Braves. See my little chop there.
We got Mike in here saying guaranteed at least one team passed on him because of that banana video.
Oh, it has to be, right? It has
Yeah,
to be.
easily.
It's so creepy.
And I think the Titans drafted him specifically because of the banana video. I
They're
think
like,
someone saw that.
"Oh,
I was like,
yeah,
that's our
you
guy.
dirty boy."
Yeah.
Do you guys
That'll
feel
play
like
well
that's
in
something?
Nashville.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like that's something that Mike Vrabel would have done back in the day? I feel like I could
100%.
see him just going to town on a banana peel and all.
It feels
I
like
feel
he
that's a
did that
Vrabel thing.
every time he drank in college.
Yes. Yeah. Like that wouldn't surprise me at all if we had some video from back then that eventually surfaced.
He strikes me as the kind of guy that can't be bothered to peel a banana. Know what I mean? It's not for
Yes.
shock. It's just like
Yes.
he just can't
Doesn't
be
have
bothered.
time.
Yeah,
I
like,
don't have
come on.
time.
I've just got to eat this banana. What's the big
I'm in a
deal?
rush.
There's too many
Exactly.
important things to do.
Well, Stacy, you got that question right. The first one from Incomplete Headlines. Where do you want to send Joey for his next category?
Let's do grab bag.
Good choice.
All right,
Good
Joey,
choice.
wherever you want.
200.
200.
Coward.
Dang
Who
it.
voiced Donkey Kong in the Super Mario Bros. Movie? Seth Rogen,
Oh, wait.
Adam Sandler, or Paul Rudd?
It is technically a movie question. Seth Rogen.
You technically got the movie question right. It is Seth Rogen,
Yeah.
Joey. That's going to add 200 to your score.
Can I do a sponsored ad for the Super Mario Brothers movie?
Yeah, 100%.
Out today on streaming, $19.99 on Apple Plus.
You said
And-
sponsored, so you pay us, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Now I have to. Oh, I'm gonna lose a peanut for that, aren't I?
Yeah.
Down to 2 double nuts. All
Back
right.
down to 2 double nuts. Yeah, and if you say one more thing about the Mario movie, it'll be down to 1 single nut.
Yeah. Use it
But
wisely.
if you in that movie, I feel like I've mentioned this before, but all the other characters do voices except for Seth Rogen. He is just he's just Seth Rogen, and it's Donkey Kong on the screen instead.
But he told them, he's like, if you want me to be in this movie, I'm not doing a voice. If you want Donkey Kong to sound like Seth Rogen, that's what he's gonna sound like. So they knew what they were getting into.
It worked. It worked. Well, Joey, you got that movie question
do.
right. Where do you want to send John Luke?
I think just name one is feeling a little lonely. I'm gonna send JL over there.
Just name 300. Let's go.
Just name 300. Name one of the 4 wide receivers that missed at least 7 games, but averaged over 17 points per game during the 2022 NFL season. And this is PPR.
At least 7 games.
So they missed at least 7.
Okay. I think Marquise Brown probably missed 7. Let's go with Marquise Brown.
Final answer?
Yeah.
But he did not have over 17
DeAndre
PPR
Hopkins
points.
is the other one.
It was Cooper Kupp, Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, and Keenan Allen on
Michael
that
Thomas.
list.
Okay.
Michael Thomas is the surprising name on that list, isn't
that
it?
one surprised me.
John Luke, I know our friend Tim has been all in on Michael Thomas. He's been drafting him in every mock draft because he's practically free, especially in these dynasty startups. You can draft him in late double-digit rounds. Do you think there's hope for optimism? When he did play this past year, he was a great wide receiver, over 17 PPR points per game, but we haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, it's funny. Players' talent really isn't too directly correlated to how recently we've seen them be talented. So he is still talented before he stopped playing. He's going to still be talented now. I'm not like, I think he still has value. I'm with Tim. Maybe not as like I'm not going to put him back to the levels of where he was, which is like going in the 3rd or 4th round of startup drafts. But he's what, 30 something, early 30s at this point?
Something like that.
He's 31. I think.
Yeah, I think he could absolutely have value. He's one of the most talented wide receivers in the league when he was at his peak.
Yeah. Stacy, are you optimistic for Michael Thomas this season with Derek Carr in town?
So I got Michael Thomas real hard a few years ago when everything just kind of like went downhill for him. So I'm a little bit hesitant. I like him more in best ball than I would in redraft. That's where I'd probably feel more comfortable taking him. At this point, trying real hard to get over holding grudges in fantasy, but Michael Thomas is definitely one of those that's on my list right now. But I do like that Saints offense. I think they're going to be a lot of fun this year. So yeah, in a best ball format, yeah, if he comes to me at the right round, I'm definitely not reaching for him. But if it falls to me and it works out, yeah, I don't mind taking Michael Thomas.
Ooh, if you guys hear some thunder or if my internet cuts out,
that.
that came out of nowhere.
Is
Garth
Brooks outside your window right now, or to sing?
Well, I have heard. I just listened to like a 30-minute podcast where they talked about Garth Brooks unprompted randomly in the middle of it, and then you brought up Garth Brooks. I feel like there's a conspiracy going on trying to get me to listen to Garth Brooks today.
Wow, he has a song called "The Thunder Rolls."
Listen to Garth
That's
Brooks.
why I said that. Yeah.
We
I used
got
to be a
Mike.
big Garth Brooks fan.
We got Michael in the chat saying nobody tell people about that Michael Thomas fact until I make some trade offers real quick.
Yeah, no kidding.
We'll keep it quiet. But the chat was all over this one. Mr. Scampers, Ladarius, Michael, Alex, Dustin, and Grim Fan all buzzing in with Kupp or Hopkins. Nice job, guys. And JL, unfortunately, that is going to be no points going your way. But oh my God, where did that come from? You have given
where did what come from?
There's something on this. I'm gonna have to go, guys. I'll be back in a second. Stacy, it is your turn. You got free reign of the board. Where would you like to go?
Ooh, I would like to go to let's do an incomplete headlines. Again, let's do a 500.
500 in incomplete headlines. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts earns master's degree in blank from the University of Oklahoma. Was it political science, human relations, or hospitality management?
Oh
Such
my
a good
gosh.
Quiplash prompt. That's such
Yeah,
a good Quiplash.
Yes, I saw this. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I can't remember this. Oh no. All right. I'm gonna just guess. I'm throwing this out there. I'm gonna say human relations.
Final answer?
Yes, final answer.
A recall worked for you. It was human
Nice.
relations. Nice job, Stacy. Going to earn you another
Yeah.
500. And the incessant giggling of Joey and JL filling in that blank themselves in their head did not distract you from getting the right answer.
JL, were you thinking jelly beans too? Because that's what I was thinking.
I was thinking banana.
Master's degree in jelly beans from the University of Oklahoma. Ladarius knew this one. Nice job. Alex as well. Dustin getting human relations too. Nice job, guys.
Stacy, Dustin's do good. Wow, 1,000 points. Look at you.
Jeopardy.
Cleaning up. Joey, talk trash Get smacked. It's your turn, but Stacy gets to pick your category. Stacy, where do you want to send Joey?
Well, we haven't had a "Is this a new shirt?" for a while, so let's head on over there.
300, please.
Okay. Is that a new shirt?
Oh my God.
Can't tell.
Is that Nick Foles?
Pretty clean.
Is your final answer?
Yeah.
That is Nick Foles.
Oh my
He was
God.
on the Jaguars
Super
for
Bowl
a
champion.
year.
When?
He played for the Jaguars for a year, apparently. I have zero
I do
memory of
not
this.
remember
but
that.
There he is in a Jaguars.
Is that
jersey.
him? It looks
That's
like
wild.
it looks like someone hired to look kind of like him.
Looks like a
It's like
Nick
Nick
Foles
Bolt.
impersonator.
Yeah, his number's not even the same.
Do you guys think he looks older in the Jags uniform than he does in the Eagles uniform?
100%.
Right?
Yes. I think there might be a reason for that.
I think
Is he
there's a
old?
reason I wear a hat every day, and it might be the reason why Nick Foles also wears a hat most days. That is not an insult to Nick Foles. It is just acknowledging
sun
that
out of
some
your
of us
eyes.
have sensitive eyes. And you can see it in the picture. The chat was on this one. Nice job. I thought that one was going to be tougher. And but I guess not. Dustin, Scampers, Alex, and Ladarius all getting this one.
Like, Nick Foles was the first one come to my mind, but then I was like, no, that's not Nick Foles. But then I couldn't think of anyone else. So
I thought it was their old
Yeah.
kicker for a second. What was his name? Scooby?
Lambo?
Scooby?
Josh Scobie.
Yeah. That was the first one that popped in my
He's
head.
been an answer on Jeopardy before. Josh Scobie. Remember that?
Whenever this picture first popped up, I had the same exact thought: is why does that man have no arms?
We shouldn't laugh at that.
No,
No.
it does. There's a bit of an optical illusion going on there. Well, who got that one right? Joey, you got that
Definitely
one.
be a
correct.
running quarterback if he.
You knew that was Nick Foles. Where do you want to send JL?
I want to send JL to. Is this a new shirt?
So
That's a
stupid.
fun category.
Yeah.
What?
Which one? New shirt?
The new
Shirt? Who
one,
dis?
yeah.
All right, 400.
400. And is that a new shirt? Is that a new shirt?
On it. Go ahead.
I
Alexa's
have
speaking up.
no idea.
Alexis shit talking.
I have
JL.
no idea.
Yeah, Alexa's like, come on, JL.
I don't know. Pass. I
Pass.
feel like I'm gonna kick myself as soon as I see it.
You are going to kick yourself because I could have also put him in a Ravens jersey. This is
No!
Dez Bryant of the
Wow,
Dallas
that is
Cowboys. He was
What?
on the Saints ever so briefly, I believe, just for a playoff run, if I'm not mistaken.
That does not look like Dez. Now that you say it, it 100% looks like Dez. I don't know why I didn't see it.
Ooh.
It's the new shirt. He doesn't look right
New
in the Saints
shirt.
uniform.
Wow.
Alex in here and Ladarius in here as well, both getting Dez. But that one
One
was-
time I was
Chats
riding in
you
an Uber in Canton, Ohio with someone that will remain nameless, but his name rhymes with bot-ish. And he left his cell phone on the seat so that I could see it, and Des Bryant's name was on it, like just so he could seem cool. But
Humble
whoever
brag.
that guy was, yeah.
just letting
Classic
you know.
Scatfish right there.
Just letting you know.
No, I didn't say it was Scott Fish.
Oh, right. And Bot-lish.
Bot-ish. Yeah.
Bot-ish.
Bot-fish.
All right, well, Dale, unfortunately, no points on that one. But Stacy, good news. You got free reign of this board. Where do you want to go?
Yeah, so I think that was and I don't even want to say that word again because it's going to come back if I say it on my computer. My little assistant there, I don't know what prompted her to do that. So, whoops. All right, so category, let's go with, I haven't done a grab bag, so let's try that for 300.
Grab bag for 300, and Bot-ish himself coming in and adamantly denying the allegations that were just thrown at Bot-ish's way. Grab bag for 300. Here is your question. What is the name of the sandwich pictured below? Is it A, Fluffernutter, B, Elvis, C, Sacramento Sweetness, or D, Puffin Stuff?
Okay, so that's peanut butter and marshmallow fluff, right?
Indeed it is.
Okay, so then I'm going to go with A, Fluffernutter.
Fluffernutter, final answer?
Yeah.
That is a Fluffernutter sandwich, which is so unbelievably delicious. Stacey, that's going to earn you 300 points and push you into the lead.
Awesome. I
Grim?
mean, the Elvis is also really good. A little partial to that as well with some banana in there. But yeah, those
Ooh.
two are delightful.
The grilled
Peel?
peanut butter and banana sandwich
Wow.
is top tier. It's hard
Oh,
to
yeah.
beat. Grim, this one was for you, and you got the question right. Your first sandwich
Your
question.
first sandwich.
Aw.
Your first sandwich question in ages.
Oh,
Stacy,
man.
you get to pick Joey's next category. Where do you want to send him?
First is worst. Let's go right on back.
1, 2, or 5, Joey. Low or high?
Let's go. 5.
5. Here we go. And first is the worst. In 1961, Charlie Hennigan of the Houston Oilers became the first player with over 1,700 receiving yards in a single season. Who was the second player to achieve this feat over 30 years later? Marvin Harrison, Jerry Rice, Julio Jones, or Calvin Johnson?
So over 30 years later. So we're looking at post 1991. Man, I'm gonna go with Jerry Rice. Because I would have been 9 years old. Yeah, Jerry Rice seems. Yeah, it might be Marvin Harrison though. Go ahead, Jerry Rice.
Final answer? Joey, you're absolutely correct. It was Jerry Rice in 1995. Marvin Harrison never did it.
Oh,
Julio Jones did it in 2015. Calvin Johnson in 2012. There was one other player who did it the same year as Jerry Rice, but
Terrace Marshall Jr.
he technically did it third because it was Isaac Bruce. And the only reason he did it third was because he played in a 4 p.m. game on that day, and Jerry Rice played in a 1 p.m.
No
game.
way.
So
crazy.
Jerry Rice is second on this list because his game was earlier in the afternoon. Isaac Bruce is third.
And he didn't do
But that's
it.
why I
It was
didn't put
over
Isaac
30.
Bruce as an answer choice. So nice job, Joey, getting that one right and going to bump you up, tied with Stacy for the lead.
You're better than me, Joey?
I don't think I'm better than anyone on this show, except for Simon, who refuses to play against me. I will send JL to name just one, or just name one. I can't read. Just name one. Thank you.
JL's going to just name one in a second. Alex got that last one right. Dustin as well. Scampers getting that one.
Jerry.
Nice job to everyone getting that
The
one.
math helped me on that one. When you said over 30 years.
Yeah.
Also, Dustin issuing a correction for me. I'll have to fact check that, but I do know Jerry Rice was the next person to do it. I'll fact check Marvin Harrison after this. Or Dustin already did it for me.
No, he won't.
Joey, no, JL, you picked 400 and just name one, right?
Yeah.
JL, name one of the 4 active NFL players 40 years old or older.
4 active NFL players, 40 years or older. This has got to be some kicker talk. Who the heck is an old guy? Let's go with. Is Gould still in the league? Let's go with no, he's not still in the league. Let's go with Gould.
Final answer?
Yes.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. He is one of the 4 active players 40 or older. It is Aaron Rodgers, Robbie Gould, the kicker, Andy Lee, the punter, and Jason Peters. Not all of them are technically on a team. They're free agents, but they're still active. They have not retired.
How old's Boswell? Chris Boswell. I couldn't tell if he's just old or just bald. He might not even be bald, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know.
Is he old or just bald? That sounds like a bald name.
30?
Have I ever told
Is
you
he
guys how I don't think
32?
Andy... Go ahead, Stacey. What?
I was going to say 32. Boswell's 32 years old.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
32 years old is what we're
Coming
getting.
in the chat. Adam
He looks a
helping
little
us out.
older.
He does
Also,
look older.
Our producer Adam coming in with the fact check for you, Dustin. You are 100% correct. Harrison had 1722 in 2002. So
Are you
he
still
did
going to
click
fact check
the
it,
first one.
Simon? Or are you...
No, that counts. It's
That
done. That 100% counts. The chat was on this one. We had lots of Gould in the chat, and then Dustin with a Jason Peters on that one, and Victor. His guess was Stetson Bennett, but he just barely missed the cutoff by
Victor
half a
gets
year.
points.
Yeah, he was the double reverse trick of that question.
Also, Michael said older bald sounds like a great Jeopardy category.
Older bald. I'm writing that down. Where's my notebook?
Oh my God, that's
Why
awesome.
Jill writes that down? For the longest time, I have not thought Andy Lee is a real NFL player because every game I've seen in person, like live, Andy Lee has been the punter in the game. So I just think that every team has a guy they name Andy Lee. Like, I don't think he's a real guy.
That's just your generic fill in the blank punter.
Yeah,
Like every team is given
every game I've ever been to, Andy Lee is punting in the game somehow.
If you don't sign a punter, Andy Lee is your default punter.
Yeah.
It just shows up one day whenever the game starts. Yep, we're sending out Andy Lee. JL, you were going to get 400 points for that, even though you had no fire given that answer. You were smarter than you thought. Where do you want to send Stacy?
Let's send Stacy to. Is that a new shirt?
Ooh.
2 or 5, Stacy.
Yeah, let's go big or go home. Let's go 500.
Oh, game. Let's go.
Stacy, I'm going to give a precursor to this because I think you're going to find this super easy. But questions from other sports often end up in higher difficulties. Is that a new shirt?
God, seriously?
I'm sorry. That's Frederick Freeman, former Atlanta Brave.
That is Freddie Freeman. That is 100% correct.
That's such a triggering photo for her and I, though.
It really
is. I'm sorry.
Is there going to be a Dansby Swanson question later,
looks so wrong in a Dodgers shirt, doesn't he? It just doesn't look right.
I've had to just block that from my memory and just repress that time. So I can
his
just
agent should be like beaten up by every Braves fan should get at least one punch in the stomach on the guy.
Oh yeah, I have feelings, but it would take a lot more time than what we have on this show.
Also, I am seeing now Joey said something and Michael said that's low. It was not meant as a shot, but now I see how it could be one.
What?
Sorry for bringing up anything with hard feelings on it. The chat was all over this.
Okay.
Freddie Freeman and Freeman, nice job. And we got Jim in here saying that is the best question she could have gotten.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
She went big and she got rewarded for the bravery.
Yes.
Yeah.
It paid off. When you picked that one, I was like, oh, she's gonna nail this one. That puts you into the lead with limited big value questions left. Stacy, where do you want to send Joey?
Oh, I think we got to go to incomplete headlines.
A little gamesmanship. Okay, 300.
300. Commanders Ron Rivera believes blank can still play key role. Wants to see RB more involved in 23. Was he talking about Antonio Gibson, Brian Robinson, or J.D. McKissick?
If this is a recent headline, Antonio Gibson's name has been in the news a lot lately. On the lips of every fantasy analyst, too. I think he's our favorite player of the week across the board. Antonio Gibson.
He is the player of the week, and this is a headline from this week, Joey. It was a quote from yesterday. Turns out. So if you were watching yesterday, then got a little precursor to this one, Joey. That's going to give you $300. Still in second place, but closing the gap a little bit. Joey, where would you like to send JL?
I'm going to send JL to where do I not want to go? No, I'm just kidding. Just name one.
All right. Let's go 500.
500 and just name one. Name one of the 3 tight ends not named Travis Kelce that had 7+ receiving touchdowns last season.
7+ receiving touchdowns.
So 7 or more.
Oh my gosh. I can't remember a single tight end. Let's go with. Oh no. Let's go with Evan. No, he didn't have touchdowns, I don't think. Let's go with Hawkinson.
Hawkinson, final answer?
Yeah.
JL, I'm sorry. He had 6. The 3 that had 7 or more were George Kittle, Juwan Johnson, and Cole Kmet. Were the only 3 with 7 or more receiving touchdowns last season. Some people in the chat getting this one. Victor coming in with the Juwan Johnson. I bet Victor has Juwan Johnson rostered somewhere and fell all 7 of those touchdowns.
Was that all in the beginning of the season?
I feel like it was. He had a hot start at the beginning. Dustin with Kittle. We had a lot of Ingram guesses, some Higbee guesses. Dustin with a Kmet guess. And Albert with a Kittle guess as well. All right. Well, JL, unfortunately, that is incorrect, which means, Stacy, you've got free reign of the board here. Where would you like to go?
All right. Let's see. Let's go. Let's kill off. Is that a new shirt for 200?
That new shirt for 200. Here's your question. Is that a new shirt?
Looks like an old shirt.
Yeah, Michael Jordan. Look at that in his baseball days.
That is Michael Jordan. I forgot to put the updated picture with the Bulls in there, but that is Michael Jordan in his baseball shirt. I thought it might get you with the cross sport, but dude's pretty recognizable. Stacy, you get to pick Joey's next category. Where do you want to send him?
Just name one.
Just name one. Joey, 100 or 200 in this category?
200.
200 in just name one. Name one of the top 5 scoring DSTs from the 2022 NFL season in sleeper default DST scoring.
I'll go with the Patriots.
The Patriots were the
Eagles.
number 1 scoring defense last year, Joey. The Patriots, the Cowboys, the 49ers, the Eagles, and the Buffalo Bills.
I had 49ers and Eagles go through my head.
Yeah.
Not Bills and Cowboys, though. Sorry.
We are starting to approach redraft drafts happening. I know some leagues have already kicked off. Joey, if you're in a league that has DST, how do you approach that in the draft? Are you waiting until the last round, or do you try to tackle
Last pick of the draft?
predictive good defense early?
Yeah, I stream DSTs week to week. If you can kind of hit lucky, like 4 years ago, Jacksonville Jaguars were like one of those waiver wire DSTs that you got in week 1 and you just rode them to the end of the season. There's such fluctuation at that position. A lot of leagues I play in don't even carry the DST position because it's tough to predict sometimes. So last round of the draft, unless you have kickers, which you should not. But if you do, I'll take DSTs before I'll take kickers.
It'll depend on the build for me. Like if my team is pretty strong at the other positions and I want to eke out an advantage at defense, I might go and try and reach for them in like the last few rounds, try and just, take them a little earlier than my league mates, but I'm with Joey otherwise.
Yeah.
I tend to align more with you, JL, even though in my head I think it's like Joey, but I just look at the opportunity cost from like the 13th to the 15th round and I go, what's the difference? Like what, I'm going to miss out on one of these later shots. And I understand maybe that's not the right way to think about it, but in the moment, if I see that defense staring at me, that's not the like week 1 pick up off the waiver wire Arizona Cardinals or whatever. It's tempting to click that draft button 2 rounds ahead of time. The chat was all over this one. We had a lot of 49ers, Eagles in there. Some Dallas predictions as well. So nice job on that one, guys.
Michael
Joey.
said the Braves.
Michael did say
They've
the
got a great
Braves.
defense.
It's a good.
They did not allow a single touchdown last season. Good job, Michael.
Not one.
Or field
number
goal.
1 and no touchdowns allowed. I got burnt hard by the Cowboys 2 years ago by their defense in a league where I had been like leading the whole year. And then right there at the end, one of the guys, right before they cut off being able to pick up people from the waiver wire, picked up the Dallas defense. And I don't know if you guys remember, but that was when they just like went bonkers the last part of the season. And I ended up coming in second place overall because of the Dallas defense.
No.
And I will never forgive them.
I feel like you were
Who
talking
else?
earlier about fantasy grudges, and I was
Yeah.
thinking like, do I have grudges? And it made me realize I think I'm a clingy fantasy player when players don't perform. Know what I mean? Like some people, they don't perform and they're like, I hate you. I'll never draft you again. I'm like, no, I know you can do it. You'll do it this year. Like, I'll just try again. Like every year I'm just back in.
That's some self-awareness,
Like,
Simon.
Simon, why do you keep starting them? Listen, guys, it's my fault. It's not their fault. Like they're fine. It's me. It's me.
I was
I'm
a
the
year
problem.
early. I was 2 years early. I was just 3 years early. No, I was just 4 years early on that player. They were never in the right situation, even though they're retired now. All right. Well, Joe, you got that one right, which means you get to pick JL's next category. Where do you want to send them?
Where do I want to send JL? JL, you should go to grab bag.
Grab back,
Exciting for you,
500.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Good job, JL.
top tier from the top rope. JL trying to get back in this game. Which of the
Steven works.
following is not a real drink on the Rainforest Cafe drink menu? Is it the Cheetah Rita, the Panama Punch, the Mai Tiger, the Island Daiquiri, or the Blue Nile?
Did we get to my Rainforest Cafe question last time?
I don't think so.
I don't think we did.
I don't think
What a
you had a
coincidence.
Rainforest Cafe
I
question?
did. Yeah. but I don't think we got to it.
I was just inspired today.
All right, Cheetah Rita. Let's just break these down. Cheetah Rita. It feels like Cheetos might have cornered the cheetah market, cheetah like branding market. Cheetah Rita, but margarita could be margarita. Panama Punch. I don't know if Panama is known for their punches, but there's an alliteration, so I guess that could be true. My Tiger sounds like a Mai Tai that someone just threw a gur on the end of it.
I get it now. I didn't get it at first.
Island Daiquiri. Is daiquiri spelled right? I don't know. Blue Nile. The heck is Blue Nile taste like? Isn't the Nile disgusting? I'm gonna go with My Tiger.
Final answer?
No, I'm gonna go with Blue Nile.
Final answer?
Yes.
All right. Well, JL, the switch cost you. It was the Mai Tiger. Their version of the Mai Tai is called the Mongoose Mai Tai. The Blue Nile is, in fact, a drink there.
Of course it is.
It is Cruisin' Mango Rum, Blue Curacao liqueur, the finest Call Blood Orange Sour with sweet and sour mix. So if you want the blue rum or the Blue Nile from Rainforest Cafe, that's what you have to look forward to.
Wow.
Kelly sniffed it out right away and then switched it at the last second, but the chat was with you.
Classic
Nobody in the chat getting this one, and the most popular guess was Blue Nile.
Is that what you thought? Was that your thought process, Simon? Was Mai Tai Gur?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a play on Mai Tai Gur. It was like the mashup.
Gotcha.
So it was an animal drink mashup, basically.
I'm with Dustin. Yeah.
Yeah. Rainforest Cafe never claimed to make sense. There's also one in San Antonio where there is no rainforest. So I don't think we're looking for
that we know of.
For like accuracy from the Rainforest Cafe.
No rainforest I've ever visited has chicken fingers. So
Fair.
All right. Well, Stacy, you get free reign of the board now. Where would you like to go?
Okay, so I don't think that I've done Just Name One yet.
So you would like just name one for 100?
I would, yes, please.
this is gonna be good.
Here we go. Name one of the 4 wide receivers drafted in the first round of the 2023 NFL draft.
Yeah, JSN.
JSN is absolutely correct. We would have accepted JSN, Quentin Johnston, Zay Flowers, or Jordan Addison.
Nice.
I feel like there was a few JSNs in this draft, so I'm not sure we can accept that. Sorry.
The middle initial gets it.
Spell
Had
it
you just
out.
said JN, it wouldn't have worked, but the SN is what gets it. Stacy, you get to pick Joey's next category. Where do you want to send him?
Oh, I think we got to go to First is Worst.
200.
200 and first is the worst. Josh Jacobs was number 1 in rushing yards last season with 1,653 on the year. Which player who attended the same university as Jacobs was number 2 in rushing yards last season with 1,538? Was it Derrick Henry, Najee Harris, or Damian Harris?
Pretty sure it's Derrick Henry.
Final answer?
Yep.
You would be correct. That was Derrick Henry. Nick Chubb coming in third, ever so slightly behind him. Joey, that's going to give you an additional 200. Put you 100 behind Stacy as we start approaching the end here. And you get to pick JL's next category.
It's anyone's game.
JL did a grab bag.
Game.
Grab bag?
Yep.
400.
400. What do the 3 people / trains below have in common? They all have the first name Thomas. They were all born / created in California, or they have all appeared as the guest hosts on Saturday Night Live.
I'm going to have to go with... Is that Sean Connery? His name's not Thomas. Is Sean a stage name? Is Jack Black a stage? Oh my God, what's happening? I'm going to go with C.
Exactly what I thought.
C?
I don't know how they got a train on SNL, but they must have figured it out.
Final answer?
Yeah.
I am sorry. They are all named Thomas.
Of course they are.
It is Thomas Jack Black and Thomas Sean Connery. That is their first name. And of course, in the middle, Thomas the Tank Engine. Thomas the Train has never appeared as the host of Saturday Night Live. But JL, the chat was all with you on this one. Everybody said C.
I would have watched that SNL. I'm telling you.
That was a tough question because Sean Connery has that thick California accent. So
Yeah. I just thought the same thing. I was like, are those all stage names then? Like what?
yeah.
How funny
That's
would it have
wild.
been if the only one whose first name wasn't Thomas was actually Thomas the Train, and that was the trick the entire time?
His name's
Name's
Jeff.
Greg.
Yeah.
Greg Jeff.
Greg Jeff Thomas the Train. JL,
He's Hispanic.
well, JL, that is an incorrect answer, unfortunately. The chat was all with you, though, so you're in good company. But Stacy, going into this last round, you got free reign of the board. Which question would you like?
Incomplete headlines, 200, please.
Incomplete headlines for 200. Blank says he is retiring from football for good after 23-year career. Is it Frank Gore, Larry Fitzgerald, or Tom Brady?
I'm gonna go with. Let's go with Brady.
Final answer?
Yes.
It is Tom Brady.
Nice.
Tom
Wow,
Brady.
looking over here at the chat. Yes. Okay. For good. That's what made me think that it was Brady. Was the for good part?
For good this time.
Yeah.
That was my
For
Tom Brady
good.
impression. For good.
That was pretty good. That was gentle Tom Brady. Now I want to see your angry Windows tablet smashing Tom Brady impression.
I
don't wanna
like.
break anything.
You know which
Break
Tom
it up.
Brady I think is the best is the one from the boat parade where he's throwing
Yes,
the
Gronk.
Lamborghini.
that is
That's
is
my
best.
Tom
favorite
Brady.
version of Tom Brady that exists. He is truly a Florida man. Like right
Even
there.
Gronk was like, dude, take it easy.
Yeah. And his little girl, Daddy, don't throw it. Like in the background.
That was like the first time in 30 years Brady had like breathed out fully, unclenched his
It was,
butthole,
all, it
and
was all one big inhale.
oh my god, yeah, he'd just been slowly breathing in for 30 years, and then he let it all out in that parade.
I might even have a strawberry today.
Yeah.
No, can't do that.
Also, Scamper's coming in here. Another Thomas Patrick Edward Brady the second.
Yeah.
And Michael said Thomas the Brady engine. All right. Well, that is correct. Earning you another 200, bumping you up a little bit ahead of Joey. Stacy, where are you sending Joey for this last question, then?
Let's go grab bag.
Hey,
100.
Joey, grab bag for 100. Which new Indianapolis Colts quarterback celebrates his 27th birthday today, May 16th, 2023? Is it Anthony
Happy
Richardson
birthday.
or Gardner Minshew?
I don't think Anthony Richardson is 27 yet. No, because they'd be making fun of him. They're already making fun of Stats about it. It's Gardner Minshew.
It is Gardner Minshew. Anthony Richardson is only 20 years old. Gardner Minshew turns 27 today. Happy birthday.
That's a
Gardner
tricky
Minshew.
100, though, because if I wasn't doing math,
Yeah. if you were-
JL, I love you so much. I'm going to let you pick your next category.
Yeehaw. I'll go with, I don't care. Incomplete headlines.
Here's your headline. Packers agree to trade Aaron Rodgers to blank. The Bears, the Falcons, or the Jets. Take your time. Don't rush.
I'll go with Jets.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Jets is 100% correct, Jay. I'm going to give you an additional $100 into your bank. And you joked earlier that it's still anybody's game, but it truly is because Stacy and Joey are so close. You're still in this, JL, because in Final Jeopardy, this is the one and only question where you can lose money. The category for this question, which I'm going to give you now, you're going to write down your wagers, is NFL and TV. It is NFL and TV. So that is your final category.
Oh, man.
Write down your wagers. Stacy, you can wager up to 2,300. Joey up to 2,100, and JL up to 900.
I got mine.
Dun, dun, dun. Mr. Scabbers in here says the suspense.
The suspense.
Okay.
All right. One moment while I get this final question pulled up. You guys can go ahead and reveal your wagers if you would like to do so. We've got
Mine's 2098.
2,300 from Stacy.
Yeah. Go big or go home.
JL said 0.
Nice.
And Joey, what was yours?
Go, JL. Mine's 2098. Just in case Stacy was going to try to leave $1, I left $2.
JL wagering 0. I think that's your
Play
first
the
0
game,
wager on the
Just
show
the worst
ever.
way to win. Just the worst way to win.
All right. Well, here is your final question. Despite being seen wearing a cheesehead below, Marshall Erickson of How I Met Your Mother is a devout fan of which NFL team? The Detroit Lions, the Chicago Bears, or the Minnesota Vikings? Go ahead and write your answer down. If you get it correct, we will add that money to your score. Get it incorrect, that money will be subtracted. Also, the chat is loving this game. Ladarius said this is a fire game of Jeopardy. And Jay saying that's the way to do it, Stacy. Go all in. They like your strategy.
Oh gosh.
Stacy, did you watch How I Met Your Mother?
I've never seen this show.
That will make this question
It will be a
much
little
harder.
Yeah. Oh no.
All right. Everyone have their answer written down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and reveal your answers.
C.
We've got C, Minnesota Vikings. JL said
Vikings.
and Stacy said Bears.
Bears.
Well, the correct answer is the Minnesota Vikings,
Nice.
meaning Joey, you are going to be our Jeopardy champion today after one of the most neck and neck, back and forth Jeopardy games we've had in a long time.
I almost had you.
I just want to say, like, seriously, one of the best games of Jeopardy we've had. Just like Simon said, like back and forth.
You were truly one movie guy not having seen a popular TV show away from winning that game of Jeopardy as well.
Yeah.
Joey
Amazing.
strikes me as the kind of guy who might have said, I'm not watching How I Met Your Mother.
Oh no, I loved How I
Too
Met Your
many
Mother.
people like
In that episode that you had the image from, there's a really funny joke where they play a joke on Robin and they turn all the lights off because Canadians are afraid of the dark. Oh, it's so funny. It's a good bit that they did for seasons on the show.
Beautiful. Well, Stacy,
Aw.
I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on and stream with us today. It was a ton of fun playing Jeopardy with you.
Oh my gosh, this was a blast. I had so much fun today, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
And we'll have to,
We'll have you
if you're
back.
down, we'll have to have you back to come take down Joey.
Oh yeah, I need redemption now. I feel like I need to redeem myself from that last question.
100%. Well, guys, if you're not already following our guest, Stacy, make sure you go and follow her on Twitter at Stacy_Perez83. It's in the description of this video, and you can see it right there on the screen. Check out her work over with Fantasy in Frames. That is going to be it for us today. But if we've got golf fans out there, some good news here for you on Better Sports Network. It's PGA Championship Week, and Tour Junkies is live tonight at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the BSN app, getting you ready for the tournament this weekend. So if you got some crossover sport lovers out there, make sure you're tuning in with the Tour Junkies guys tonight. That is going to be it for us today. Make sure to come back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for more fantasy football game show fun. A big thanks to Stacy. A big thanks to everybody in the chat who came to hang out. And a big thanks to JL and Joey. I love hanging out with you guys.
Hey,
We'll
it's
see
always fun.
everybody
It's me.
tomorrow. Thank you so much again. Adios, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye guys.
Did I